Hello, everybody, and welcome to race number 22 of Season 2 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, which means after this race, 4 races to go left until the chase for the championship. So we are heading down the wire in the regular season before we get to the 10-race playoff, the chase for the championship. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the New York 220 at Watkins Glen International at Glen Falls, New York. We're at another road course race, and this is going to be an exciting race because Watkins Glen is a very exciting road course. It's a fast one at that, but it is pretty tricky as well, but it is probably up there with Lime Rock as being one of the easier road courses to get around in the NASCAR Walmart Cup Series circuit. But anyways, the point situation coming into this race, after last week when Gabe Williams had his issues and Mason Bromer capitalized and got a third place finish, Mason Bromer comes into this race 39 points ahead of Gabe Williams. I think that is the biggest points lead we have had this season, I would say. And then Betty Johnson is 40 behind Mason Bromer. So the way the chase standings would play out right now, the chase drivers would be Mason Bromer, Gabe Williams, Betty Johnson, Hunter Bell, Austin Talley, Parker Wright, David Rivera, Chase Oliver, Joshua Collard, and Charles Jackson. And the wild card drivers would be PJ Williams for his 2 wins this season, and Trent Dunham for being the highest in points with a win outside the top 10. So that is how the chase would be if the race was, if the chase started now. But we still have 4 races left, so anything can happen. But ladies and gentlemen, here is a look at your starting lineup for today's race. Well, that is a look at your starting lineup. Hunter Bell on the pole with Parker Wright in the second spot. So this is going to be an interesting race for us here today. But anyways, here we go. Green flag. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. And Seth Cole literally shoved Hunter Bell into that corner, and now Seth Cole's going to try to get a run on the bottom. He goes by his teammate Parker Wright for the second spot. But now Hunter Bell still leads the way. But Seth Cole's trying to get a run on that 22 in order to get around him for the lead. Seth Cole wants to try to get his second win of the season and potentially get a wild card spot in the chase for the championship. Oh, Seth overdrove that corner, but he keeps it together. Meanwhile, let's take a look at everybody else to make sure nothing happened. And it looks like everybody got through that corner really, really good. Back up at the front, Hunter Bell, after Seth Cole overdrove that corner, Hunter Bell's now got a pretty good sized lead, but Seth Cole's trying to get some momentum back. As they come to the stripe to complete lap 1, Hunter Bell, the pole sitter, leads lap number 1 of 14. Seth Cole got a pretty good run on the 22 entering into the first turn. Seth Cole's not going to give up easily. He wants to try to get that second win. And Hunter Bell is trying to get his third win of the season. If he does, he might be potentially locked into the chase via the 3 wins, because if he won, then he could. Oh, Seth Cole overdrove that corner pretty big time. Seth Cole continues to overdrive that corner, but he's still maintaining second. As we go looking around the back to see if anybody is wrecked, and so far, everybody's good once again. Not like last season at this race. Last season when we saw a lot of incidents take place around the bus stop. But meanwhile, Hunter Bell still leads. Seth Cole's still got a fast car. I think Seth Cole clearly has the faster car. It's just a matter of the way he times his moves. Like the bus stop, he overdrives that corner, and when he's catching to the 22, and that's been Seth Cole's biggest enemy, has been the bus stop. While we're at it, let's take a look at how the top 20 runs. It is Hunter Bell, the leader. Second is Seth Cole. Third is Parker Wright. Fourth, Austin Talley. Fifth is David Rivera. Sixth is Tommy Mooney. Seventh, PJ Williams. 8th, Preston Plord. 9th, Chase Oliver. 10th is Danny Wells. 11th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 12th is Cody Llamas. 13th, Ken Thero. 14th, Rue McIntyre. 15th is points leader Mason Bromer. 16th is Dylan Thero. 17th, Eric Burton. 18th, Dylan Young. 19th, Austin Weiner. 20th is Annie Thomas. As we skim through the rest, and it looks like everybody else got through pretty clean right there. Hunter Bell still leads, but now Parker Wright and Austin Talley are trying to get to the 41 of Cole, but Cole's still got a pretty big gap. Meanwhile, as Hunter Bell still leads, Seth Cole got a much better run entering that corner once again. That's been his best spot, has been that first turn on trying to catch that 40 or the 22. But as I was saying earlier, before I saw Seth Cole overdrive that corner last time to bus stop, I was saying if Hunter Bell can win this race, get his third win of the season, he can possibly lock up a spot in the chase, whether he stays top 10 or falls out and gets a wild card spot, as Austin Talley overdrove that corner. And Seth Cole, he's coming to the 22 of Hunter Bell. He didn't overdrive the corner last time. He's going to try to go for a crossover move, but it didn't work that time. Now he's going to go to the inside of Hunter Bell, and he's going to have that line. Seth Cole, who's been having a fast car all race, but now the line's going to go to Hunter Bell here. But Seth Cole side by side with the 22. He's getting a run, and Seth Cole, wow, he got a big run off that turn, and he's going to clear Hunter Bell and lead right now. Meanwhile, that's opened the door for Parker Wright to come into the fray to make this a 3-car battle for the lead, potentially. But anyways, as I was saying, if Hunter Bell could win this race today, he could get a potential chase spot locked up, whether he stays in the top 10 or has a few bad races and outside the top 10, he could get a wild card spot. But right now, it's not looking that way, as Hunter Bell has now fallen to second, as we're now going to take a look around these cars in the back. Oh, Rue McIntyre overdrove it. And he's going to keep it together. Wow, I thought he was going to hit that tire wall. That could have been disastrous. Meanwhile, Chris Washer gets a little contact. So far, no wrecks have happened, which is surprising because last season at this race, there were a lot of incidents taking place around the bus stop portion of the track and exiting the bus stop. But this season, in this race, so far, everybody's been clean and going. Keeping it together, no wrecks have happened. And Seth Cole's extending on his lead over Hunter Bell. And Austin Talley trying to make another run in on Parker Wright for the 3rd spot. Let's see where the other Stewart-Haas cars are running, as we have Seth Cole the leader, Parker Wright in 3rd. Well, let's see how Cole does through this corner. He goes through good. Let's see where Alex Pedro's running. He is running in the 27th spot. Now, what about Jessica Shelton? She's back here in 32nd. So while Pedro and Shelton are towards the back of the pack, Cole and Wright have been running really well up in that top 3 all race long so far. But you gotta wonder, now we're getting ready to enter lap 7 and finish lap 6 in the books. You gotta wonder, when will these cars end up having to come down pit road to make green flag pit stops? As like I've said with road course races from now on, no cautions will be out. As Seth Cole still leads the way, but if they pit around this lap or the next lap, then they may be able to make it on fuel the rest of the way, because it will be past the halfway point by that time. But let's go through these cars to see if anybody overdrives. Oh, Rivera overdrove it, but he keeps it together. Rue McIntyre overdrives the corner again, but he's keeping it straight. Oh, I thought I saw Alex Hawkins go off, but he's alright. Everybody gets through the bus stop clean once again. These drivers are racing a smart race right now by not overdriving their cars to the point where they wreck and keeping it together. Halfway through the race on lap number 8 of 14, and Seth Cole still leads. Now, I'd say if they pit any time within the next couple laps, they probably will be able to make it on fuel the rest of the way. It all just depends on when they will come down pit road. Well, let's take a look at a run through of the top 20 once again. Actually, through the whole field, since nothing has happened. Seth Cole is your leader. 2nd is Hunter Bell. 3rd is Parker Wright. 4th is Austin Talley. 5th is Tommy Mooney. 6th is PJ Williams. 7th is Preston Plord. 8th is David Rivera. 9th is Danny Wells. 10th is Cody Llamas. 11th is Chase Oliver. 12th is Mason Bromer. 13th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 14th Ken Thero. 15th Dylan Thero. 16th Rue McIntyre. 17th Dylan Young. 18th Eric Burden. 19th Austin Weiner. 20th is Annie Thomas. 21st is Michael Norman. 22nd Joshua Collard. 23rd Sonny Hammond. 24th is last week's winner Ian Dutta. 25th is Alex Pedro. 26th is Sam Young. 27th is Gabe Williams. And I see Hunter Bell on pit road, but 28th is Chris Washer. 29th, Alex Hawkins. 30th is Theo Stegall. And everybody else is still running, but Hunter Bell's the only car that came down pit road. So he came into pit road at the end of lap 8, entering lap 9. And everybody else decided to not pit that time. But you gotta wonder, that means these cars are going to end up coming down pit road any moment. Meanwhile, as we look at the margin, Seth Cole has a near 3-second lead now over his teammate Parker Wright. But we're going to keep an eye out on Seth Cole to see if he's going to come down pit road this time by or not. Let's see what he's going to do. He's running low. And he's coming. Seth Cole, the leader, is going to give up the lead to come down pit road, and Parker Wright's coming in. I think it looks like everybody now is coming down pit road, it looks like. I see side by side with Gabe Williams and Sam Young, as Sam Young's trying to get a line to get in the pit road. And yes, it looks like everybody is coming down. Hunter Bell was the first car to come in the pit road. And there is Seth Cole, who's getting ready to enter his stall for his pit stop of the race. Let's see what he's doing. He's looking to go for 2 tires at the moment. And fuel, let's see, and he's going to come out first. Seth Cole with a pretty good pit stop. Then, oh, Parker Wright and Austin Talley get together, but Austin Talley's going to get ahead of Parker Wright to get the second spot. Meanwhile, everybody else coming through their pit stalls pretty good. No contact of any sort. Everybody looking good. Hunter Bell now is probably going to be in fourth now at the moment, as Seth Cole, fast pit stop, got him out first, and he is your leader at the moment. So Seth Cole, if he can win this race, he could be a potential wild card driver. It all depends on how other drivers ahead of him in points are going to perform who have a win, if they can try to get a second win. So in order for Seth Cole to get a potential guaranteed wild card spot, he would try to have to pass over PJ Williams in points and get into the top 20 in the points, which if he can win this race, he could get into the top 20. Let's take a look at a run through of the field as they stand at the moment. Seth Cole, ever since he passed Hunter Bell on lap, I want to say 3 or 4, he's been leading ever since. He is your leader. Second is Austin Talley. Third is Parker Wright. Fourth is Hunter Bell. Fifth is Tommy Mooney, and look at him. He is having a great day after bad luck races the last several weeks. He's having a great day in fifth. Sixth is PJ Williams. Seventh is Preston Plord. Eighth is Danny Wells. Ninth is Cody Llamas. 10th is David Rivera. 11th is points leader Mason Bromer. 12th is Chase Oliver. 13th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 14th is Dylan Thero. 15th is Ken Thero. 16th is Rue McIntyre. 17th Dylan Young. 18th Eric Burden. 19th Austin Weiner. 20th is Annie Thomas. 21st is Alex Pedro. 22nd is Michael Norman. 23rd is last week's winner at Phoenix, Ian Dutta. 24th is Chris Washer. 25th is Joshua Collar. 26th is Barney Taylor. 27th is Sonny Hammond. 28th is Alex Hawkins. 29th is Zachary Fitzwater. 30th is Theo Segal. 31st is Matt McIntyre. 32nd, Sam Young. 33rd, Betty Johnson. 34th, Jessica Sheldon. 35th, Jecko Knight. 36th, Charles Jackson. 37th is Justin Talampas. 38th is Gabe Williams. 39th is Brody Talley. 40th is Kyle Matthews. 41st is Trent Dunham. And running in dead last is Ryan Anderson Jr. Meanwhile, we are less than 3 to go here at Watkins Glen. Seth Cole with a huge lead over Austin Talley in the second spot. Once they come to the stripe, we're going to see how big of a margin Seth Cole has over the 88 car. Once they come to the stripe, we're going to go back to the 88, so once he gets to the stripe, it will be updated. Nearly 3.5 seconds Seth Cole has on Austin Talley. So as long as Seth Cole doesn't make mistakes here in the next over less than 2 laps, he is going to be good to go to win this race and get his second win of the season and of his career, and potentially get a wild card spot in the chase. But the upcoming races we have coming up on our schedule, our next race is going to be at Michigan. That's going to be a very, very exciting race. After that race, I don't know what it is specifically, but I'll actually check the schedule here in just a moment. But we're going to wait until the race is over, which is almost over, as Seth Cole is coming off of the last corner to come take the white flag to try to finish off this race. And here we go. White flag is out for Seth Cole to pick up his second career win in NASCAR Walmart Cup Series competition and his second win of the season, and potentially get a wild card spot. There is Austin Talley. The margin at the time, Austin Talley gained a 10.5, but I don't think he's going to have enough time unless Seth Cole makes mistakes, overdrives a corner, and hits the wall. I don't see anybody catching that 41 car. Keeping an eye on the way he runs this bus stop. He gets through there very, very good. Seth Cole, who's been the fastest car of the race, in the beginning had a hard time trying to get around Hunter Bell without overdriving the bus stop. But once he got through a crossover move around this part of the track, he was able to just run away. And now he's about to enter the last corner, coming off of the final corner, and he is not pitting. So here he is, Seth Cole, going to get his second win of the season and of his career. Seth Cole wins the New York 220 at Watkins Glen. Great job by Seth Cole. Won earlier in the season, at the beginning of the season at Kentucky. After that, he had some bad luck, but in the last several weeks, stepped it up, moving up into the points. Now he gets his second win of the season and a potential wild card spot in the chase. We'll see how the points will look at the end of this video. But everybody else is coming down to the stripe. Nobody wrecked. This is a record, I think. I think this is the first ever race we did not have any spin outs, any incidents, and no cars out of the race for the most part, or at all. And they weren't a lap down at all. This is a record-setting race. So there will be no need to go back at replays of any incidents because nobody was over the wall or damaged, we don't need to look at any incidents. So this was a nice, short, fun race. But now that the race is over, let's take a look at your official finishing results as Seth Cole gets his second career win in NASCAR Walmart Cup Series competition and also his second win of the season. Congratulations to Seth Cole. Austin Talley, great finish of second. This could move him up a little bit into the point standings. As long as he can get in that top two or three, and finish well the next couple races, he could be locked into the chase. Hunter Bell gets a great finish, a third. Led a few laps early on, but got shuffled back, but he comes away with a third place finish. And after the runs that Betty Johnson, Gabe Williams had, depending on where they finished, Hunter Bell could be the second in points. But anyways, Parker Wright gets a great finish, a fourth. Great run for that rookie. And Tommy Mooney, after a bad luck streak, he's going to come away with a top 5 finish of 5th place. PJ Williams gets a great finish of 6th. 7th goes to Preston Plord. Great finish for him. Danny Wells, who came into the race 40th in points, needed to get a good run. He's going to get it with an 8th place finish. Great job. Great job for Danny Wells. Cody Llamas gets a great run of 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is David Rivera. Great run for him. And just give me just one moment. I had to take a few sips of water. The rest of the top 20 was Mason Bromer, Chase Oliver, Henrietta Fitzwater, Dylan Thero, Ken Thero, Rue McIntyre, Dylan Young, Eric Burden, Austin Weiner, and Annie Thomas. The rest of the top 30 was Alex Pedro, Michael Norman, Chris Washer, Ian Dutta, Joshua Collard, Barney Taylor, Alex Hawkins, Sonny Hammond, Zachary Fitzwater, and Matt McIntyre. The rest of the top 40 was Theo Stegall, Sam Young, Betty Johnson, Jessica Shelton, Charles Jackson, Jecko Knight, Gabe Williams, Brody Talley, Kyle Matthews, and Justin Tlampas. And the last 2 cars to finish were Trent Dunham and Ryan Anderson Jr. So tough break for those guys in the back to not be able to get up to the front, but they can say they didn't wreck during this race, and we had a record-setting race. No incidents, no lap-down cars. Everybody finished on the lead lap, no damage relatively. So it was a great day for racing here at Watkins Glen. Now the next several races to come before the chase begins after race number 26. We have the next 4 races, the final 4 races of the regular season. First we go to Michigan, then we are heading to, Then we are heading to, I would say, we're going to return to Chicagoland for a race out there. Then we are running Pocono for the second time, and then the final race before the chase, and the winner of this race will get locked into the chase, and that is at Lime Rock. But then after that, we have the LCQ race at Talladega, so whoever can win that LCQ race will be in the chase. But anyways, that is going to do it for our coverage today here at Watkins Glen. Congratulations to Seth Cole. Anyways, here is your official results, rookie points, and overall point standings. But until next race, I'm Levi McIntyre saying so long, everybody.